Good evening, everyone. So, I welcome all of you, and I'll start the session by school prayer. O hidden life, vibrant in every atom. O hidden light, shining in every creature. O hidden love, embracing all in oneness. May each who feels himself as one with thee know he is also one with every other. Thank you. Over to you, Dipti.
Hello?
Yes, Dipti, you're audible.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. I seem to be facing technical issues. Now, if you can't hear me, please start the introduction. Just do the introduction, Swati, okay? If you can't hear me, uh,
We are able to hear you, Dipti.
hello, can you hear me?
Yes, very much.
Okay, okay.
Okay, Dipti, it is not audible. I'll take over. So I hereby,
Okay.
sorry, I'll take over.
Okay.
Manjari, a multifaceted wellness coach, therapist, and the visionary behind Therapy Work, with a background in chartered accountancy where she achieved an All India rank and an alumni of IIM Kolkata. Manjari's journey transcends conventional paths, drawing from executive roles within Fortune 500 companies. She seamlessly blends business acumen with a profound spiritual calling. She is a graduate from TESO International Netherlands in past life regression and inner child healing. Manjari's spiritual odyssey began in childhood, leading her to embrace yoga and meditation from an early age. Her quest for healing expanded in 1998 when she delved into Reiki, a Japanese healing modality. Over the years, she has immersed herself in various therapeutic modalities, including hypnotherapy, NLP, pranic healing, past life regression, family constellation, EFT, inner child healing, and numerous forms of breathwork and meditation therapies. Driven by personal experiences, Manjari understands the transformative power of therapy firsthand. This insights fuels her passion to empower others on their own healing journeys. Manjari's approach is rooted in empowerment through workshops and personal sessions. She guides individuals towards self-discovery and healing. Her experimental workshops and personalized sessions after practical tools and insights tailored for real life application. Thank you so much.
I welcome everyone to this talk on karma, and it's one of my favorite topic, karma, because many times in Hinduism we talk about karma. So what actually karma is? So both all the religions like Buddhism, Jainism, and Hinduism, it talks about karma. Karma is cause and effect. So what you sow, so shall you reap. Now, this is in simple terms, but what actually it transpires in our life, how we can work with our karma and be comfortable and not be scared of karma. So, like everything, karma as well has a light side and a dark side. So, we have both the positive karma and the negative karma. Like, as I said, that what you sow, so shall you reap. I'm going to share my screen, or is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah, I'll just change the view. Yeah, so types of karma. What are the different types of karma? We start from understanding the different types of karma, and then we transcend into how it interplays in our life, how it affects us. So first comes the Sanchita karma. It is the accumulated karma from all the previous lifetimes. The impact is the storehouse of karma is vast, and only a portion of it is carried into our experiences and resolved in one particular lifetime. Why do we not carry all the karma of all the past lives? Because it can be too heavy for an individual. Do we have a say to it? Yes. Before we take birth, we do a soul planning. In our soul planning, we do have that power to negotiate and to determine that what amount of Sanchita karma is I am going to live it out in this present lifetime. And the next comes the Prarabdha karma. It is that portion of the Sanchita karma that we are ready to experience in this particular life. It is up to a soul. During the soul planning, a soul decides that they will live a very large part of it, or the soul decides that no, I'm fine to take 1,000 births, but I only want to carry a little bit because that is unbearable. Now, what happens when we take a very small portion is then we also create karma during that lifetime. And that is why we study this subject, so that we do not end up creating much karma for future lifetimes or this lifetime. The Prarabdha karma impact, it shapes the circumstance of one's current life, including birth condition, events, and overall destiny. It is often considered irreversible and must be lived through. So whether I will be born in the or I will be born to a very, very poor family, that's largely decided by the Prarabdha karma. Then the third one is Kriyamana karma, the Agami karma. Also, this karma is present life through current. We create it in the present life through current actions, thoughts, and decisions. So these are the three pillars of karma creation: thoughts, actions, and decisions. The karma, so when we decide for, that's why we say that when we decide for other people or when we push other people to do something, then we create karmas, even when it happens to be our children. So we should allow people to take their own decision. We can only suggest them and not force them or take decisions for other people, because it can be very karmic for us. So this Kriyamana karma, this karma adds to the Sanchita karma and influences future life, because I've created it in this lifetime. And it is also to a large extent depending on the soul, that the soul decides, okay, whatever the Kriyamana karma I have created in this time, let's live it out this time. I don't want to carry forward, or I will carry forward. This what I create in this lifetime and live it out in this lifetime is Vartaman karma. It is the current karma that is actively being generated and experienced. This type of karma has an immediate impact on one's life and can influence the Prarabdha karma. It highlights the importance of present actions and their role in shaping our life. And that's why this topic is so important to learn. I can't move the... yeah. So now how these 4 types of karma actually interplays and interacts with each other. So Prarabdha karma will determine the major events and life circumstances which are destined to happen. The person whom we will get married to, the family in which we will get married to, what profession we will be in, what kind of profession, or what kind of wealth and what kind of physical condition I will be born with. So these are largely decided, but not minutely. I will be very rich, but it can vary between earning 1 crore to 100 crores, right? So that is depending on the on the present actions and my thoughts and deeds. But largely the prarabdha karma determines the major events in life largely and not minutely. Then the kriyamana karma is created by how one responds to this circumstances, in turn contributes to future karma. So that's why we are all the wise people, they say we have to live life through acceptance. And when we accept what happens to us and we don't fight with it much, then we do not create further karmas. People who escape their life by committing suicide and all, they do not escape the karma. Was born in the same circumstances when they are reborn, because they didn't live out that karma and they stopped their life premature by committing suicide. Committing suicides is one of the highest degree of creating karma for self. Yeah. And the Vartaman karma focus on the immediate actions and their direct impact on our life, which can modify or influence the course of prarabdha karma to some extent and not largely. So karma, how karma is created? Karma is created through three main types of action. That is physical actions. I go and slap someone, or I go and give something to someone. And the verbal action, saying nice words to people and saying harsh words to people. Now, when I saying harsh words to someone, but if the person doesn't feel the harshness or doesn't bother, then there is no karma. But even when I say nice words, but the person takes it as harsh words, then there is karma created. Yeah. And mental action. I didn't do anything, but I thought that I wish I could slap that other person. That also thoughts also create a karma. Same for positive. And that's why we say always to think positive. When we think positive, we create positive karma for ourselves. And factors influencing karma, the intention behind an action plays a very crucial role in determining the karma being generated. So suppose I did something very good for someone, but it didn't pan out. I'm deciding for other person that I know best for my kids or some near and dear ones. But then that becomes karmic, very heavily karmic if that person didn't prosper in that particular thing. It is very karmic. And also when we donate to someone, that's why people say that always you should donate anonymously. When we actually donate to someone, then also there is karma being created. When I'm donating with a thought that I'm giving something to someone, I am doing some great help to someone, or just because I am giving, that person should listen to me, that person should abide to my orders, all this will create karma. But if I give donation and all with the thought of neki kar darya mein dar, then there is no karma. So even in donation, even while doing good to others, there can be karma if the thought is I am doing so much for the other person, I do so much. And that's why we often hear people saying that I did so much for that particular person or this institute or that, but I didn't get anything in return. Or they are rude to me, even though, or they're fighting me, because it was done with an intent to create karma and intent to get something in back, and which created karmic circumstances. Now, how karma manifests in life? Yeah, the life circumstances, health, wealth, and relation. These are the three broad pillars, main pillars of life in which the karma manifests itself. Many times when we are having especially health challenges, either we are squaring off old karma or the Vartaman karma. Having health related diseases, it's one of the fastest way to resolve karma. And that's why many great great saints at a stress, happiness and contentment, stress, anxiety, and fear. Not few people you will see that not much has happened in their life, but still they feel a lot of stress, anxiety, and fear. That is because of the karma. There are many different, we understood many different kind of karmas. And so if I have a balance in other account, but still I will feel nothing much will happen in my life, but still I will feel the stress, anxiety, and fear. Then opportunities and challenges. Some people get opportunities in a plate, right? And some people they have to face challenges in whatever they do. Then behavior and tendencies. Even though we have to think positive, but the basic make of a person, like some people will be there, they always think negative. Some people will be there, they always think possible. The negative thinking people, they are doing so because they have a karmic baggage, and because it's a vicious cycle, and because they are thinking negative, they are creating fresh karma as well. Then major life events, marriage. Few relationships are highly karmic. Some of the relations are close relations, like kids and parents and spouse. These are the most karmic relationships in our life. And interactions and encounters, supportive relationship, then challenging encounters. When we say I always meet, both meet, this kind of environment is we only have attracted because of our karma. Then spiritual growth and awareness. Many people will meditate many hours but doesn't have much spiritual, doesn't reach to that spiritual height because their karma binds them to the earth. And some people will do very transcendent violence because they already have a very less karmic baggage to them. So this is how the karma plays out in our life. Now we understand what is karma, types of karma, how it plays out in India. We speak about it very rampantly. So more or less we all have some idea. But how to resolve the karma? Yeah. So karma yoga, perform selfless actions without attachment. When you do good to someone or make some donation, just do it with selfless actions without attachment. Don't expect anything in return. When you expect, you create fresh karma. Then bhakti yoga, cultivate loving devotion and surrender to God. Then jnana yoga, seek wisdom and understanding of the true self. When we seek wisdom, we know what to do. The viveka comes to us. What anlom vilom pranayam that we do, actually when we do it, in the morning, we square and yoga and also help us in squaring the karma. Anyone. So when I am having trouble in any one area of my life, like suppose job, and when I help someone else to actually get a job, then also I can square up my karma. Acceptance of what it is. When I fight too much with the licenses, then I create fresh karma. But when I accept it, then I am living out the karma and releasing the karma in a faster way. Then deriving learnings from life situations. So if I am having, suppose I didn't work, I didn't get along well with my boss, yeah, and then but I didn't learn with that interaction, and then I moved to another job. More or less, it is found that people, when they change job because of in the next job also they manifest that kind of relationship only. this is true even with relationship. People who are in violent relation, they move from one relationship to another. In even the second turns out to be violent because we have not derived the learning which was required for us to learn by being in that kind of situation or relationship. If we do not derive that learning, then that becomes a vicious circle in our life, and it repeats again and again in our life. So through awareness, we can avoid creating fresh karma, because if we know how karma is created and we avoid that kind of behavior, then we can avoid creating fresh karma. Yeah. So this is it from my side. I have kept the presentation short because I expect a lot of questions on this subject. Can unmute yourself and can ask me questions. Acha, Jasmine writes, I can't unmute. Swati, can you please check?
Yeah, I can unmute now. Probably it was not. So thank you, Manjari, for this session again. I love the way you present things and your meditation also I like. So I want to understand, karma is on my mind from the last few months. I want to understand that how in the past life, whether we were good or bad, but in the present lifetime, we have certain positive attributes and certain negative attributes whom we are dealing with, or in the family, or a relationship, or in office. They also have certain positive and so is there a way that we can determine, like if somebody is saying wrong words to you, whether it is their karma, they're creating new karma, or like it's the previous karma with me that they are abusing me? I mean,
yes, got it. It can be anything, but at that moment, if I do not get attached to that situation, somebody is saying harsh words to me, but I do not get angry and I do not feel bad about it, let it go as it is. So acceptance, awareness is a very big thing in squaring of karma. So when you are saying some bad things to me, but if I don't take literally, honestly, I feel it is your bad behavior, or maybe your day is not good and that's why you're behaving there, and I let it go. So letting go is one of the most powerful tool to not create fresh karma. I let it go. I don't feel bad and I don't feel she has said this to me, let me take revenge, or somebody else, let somebody, or not curse that person. Curses, vows, and oaths carry very strong karma. When we curse and all those things to other people, it carries very strong karmic patterns for our future life. So when we take things as it is with awareness and non-judgmental attitude, then we don't create fresh karma. Yeah. And it is of no use to me to know that that person is behaving this way to me because I had a karmic balance, or that person is creating fear. It is of no use to me. What is in use to me is not to be taking it personally, not to harsh back to that person, and to process it at my end. Then I do not create any more fresh karma. Yeah. Does it answer your question?
Thank you. Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Any more questions for me? Awareness is the stepping stone of healing. So we cannot heal anything which we are not aware of, including karma. So yeah. Many people are writing. Maybe I request people to actually verbally ask me. That will be very... I'll that out. So Samriddhi writes, but ma'am, isn't it proper that we set boundaries in such a situation? And if we don't articulate our feelings, how we are supposed to accomplish that? Are we creating karma by merely setting boundaries? No, I don't. That doesn't mean that not creating karma doesn't mean that I keep taking shit from the other person. As you rightly said, I draw boundaries, but I don't get attached to that situation. I don't feel much better. I don't curse that other person कि वो इतना गंदा है इसलिए इतनी गंदी बातें करे. The moment we do that or think or say that, thoughts also think that that person is bad, that's why she's or he is using this language, then I create fresh karma. But when I, in a composed manner, accept it and say in a nice manner that I don't want to set boundaries, then I don't create karma. Setting boundaries, of course, that does, as I said already, not creating fresh karma doesn't mean I keep taking shit from other people. Yeah. Neither should I take shit, nor shall I give shit. Yeah. Any more questions for me?
Yeah, this is Arun Kulkarni this side.
Yes.
Yeah, just I want to ask, like, see, in computer, you have control yes means it gets saved.
Yeah.
Right? So when I do karma means I'm talking to you, I'm doing karma actually. So where is that control yes in me?
I didn't get the question once again.
Yeah.
What is that the question?
Yeah. See, so far you're talking about karma, which repeats. Right? So what I'm doing to you, right now I'm asking question to you. You are listening to my question now. Right? There must be some karma passed out of that. It was vice versa or whatever I want to imagine, I can imagine and put it across.
Yes.
But my question is, who decides what becomes karma? Where is that? Like, I told you, like in a computer, you write a document and you say control yes, means it gets saved in the hard disk.
The people involved in that situation decides, as I already said.
No, not in the, see, it is not the people, it becomes my karma means it should be in me, right? Somewhere.
Yes. So
I kill someone or I abuse someone or I love someone, I do some donation to someone, I help someone, it is me who is doing, right? So that control yes or that storage has to be in me.
Yes. Yes.
Right? So what is that which becomes karma, which doesn't become karma?
So what?
If you have an experience of it, you can explain.
Yes. So
if it is
murders
academic, then it's fine.
Yeah. So murders and all, they are highly karmic in nature. Because I am a past life regression therapist also, a lot of past life regression ends up in situation where people see their past life being murdered or murdering other people. That itself is an evidence. Murder carry huge karmic thing because you are taking the life of another person. Listen, whatever karma is also action, whatever I am doing and the intent with which I am doing is carries a karma for myself. Now, that's why karma is such a vicious cycle. Now, somebody murdered me, and that's why in past life, and that's why.
Sorry to interrupt you, madam. Sorry to interrupt you. You are talking about the event. I'm talking about what decides which becomes karma, which doesn't, because whatever I do throughout my living tenure here in this body, everything doesn't get transferred to next janma. Correct?
Yes, you decide.
Correct? That's what where is that? That's what I'm asking you.
You decide.
What is that hardware or what is that software? Because I really nobody knows what becomes karma, what doesn't become karma. Some aggressive involvement, chances are very high that becomes a karma. But there are some aggressive moments which doesn't become also.
Yes, if it is because of squaring of an old karma, it will not become a karma for you. But whether it is karma I'm creating or I'm squaring of an old karma, that information is most of the time not available to us. At times it is available when we are at higher realms, then we can know it, but most often it is not available to us. Whether I am squaring off a karma or whether I'm generating new karma, that information is not available to us. Can we get that information? Yes. Through meditation, through going into higher realm of existence, we can have that information. But do we have it? Not always.
Okay, you mean to say my academic learning is like Sanchit Karma, Prarabdha, and Agami. 3 types of karmas are there.
And Vartaman, 4 types.
Agami, we call it as Vartaman, means it is already there. You cannot avoid it.
Yeah.
Prarabdha is also difficult. Sanchit, to some extent, yeah, you can square it off or you can do something. This is what is my academic understanding. I have to say yes it. But where that experience that I get into my hard disk and say, oh, this has got stored here, so I'll have to delete it off or I have to wipe it off. In terms of wiping it off, I'm creating another one, or like as you said, I'm squaring it off.
So for that knowledge, you have to get into higher realms through
Thank you so much.
very deep meditation and all, and then you can have that info.
Thank you so much, madam. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Any more questions for me? Someone's talking, but I am not able to hear properly. So,
excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I'm Janakiram.
Yes.
Your presentation was very clear and lucid. And in the context of karma, usually it also about the choice or freedom.
Yes.
Also comes. What is your thought on that?
Yes, the free will of the soul. So as I said that before we take birth, it is my free will that I will decide what amount of karma I want to square off this lifetime. Maybe I did shit in my past life, but I can decide, I have the power to decide, let me live one life happily, even though I lived shit. But in future, I do have to square it off. How much in one lifetime and how many lifetimes, that free will an individual has, and before birth can decide it. Many times people who go through a lot of hardship in their life also means that they are squaring off their karmas and they are going nearer to the nirvana state many times.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, as you mentioned that we should be like in situations where, for example, like someone else is abusing us, or is saying something that we don't like, or is acting in a way that we don't like. So, how do we remain imperturbable in those situations? Like it's for me, like it's kind of difficult for me to not really react to the other person's words or
yeah,
whatever actions they are carrying out on their part. So if many people say meditation is a great antidote for such situations, but I really want to ask, like, what is the real trajectory for meditation? Like, how do I start off, and how do I do it from like a very what do you call it, from a very basic state? How do I progress upwards? So I just want to know about that.
So meditation brings us to a state of awareness and gives us viveka to deal with such situations. And your question of how do I start of watching your breath, the Vipassana meditation given to us by Gautama Buddha, it helps in squaring off karma to a large extent. So when you observe your breath, then it's also a way of squaring off the karma, and it also gives us the viveka to handle such situations and not create fresh karma in this life. It is one of the ways, but there are many other ways. This is the easiest way to say.
पर मैं करी ना तो मेरे को टाल दिया. अच्छा I'll talk to you again. मैंने सत्या को congratulate करने के लिए फोन किया.
Yeah. So yeah, Samriddhi, did I answer your question?
Yes, you did, ma'am.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
one more thing, actually, since I just want to, I really want to ask you about the generic details too, because I'm absolutely starting off in this particular aspect of life. So I just want to ask you, like, what is the best time to meditate, and where is the best place that I should meditate? Can
Okay.
I
This is
meditate in an open space in like a very odd period of the at a very odd period of the day when nobody's around, and like you can observe peacefulness around you? Like, when is the right time and place?
Okay, it's a very nice question. The best time to meditate or do any good activity like studying or anything is just before waking up and just before sleeping, because that is the time then when our we have access, we are at an alpha state and we can have access to our subconscious mind. So during that time, we should use judiciously, just after waking up, just before sleeping. The best activity has to be done during that time, and that's why it is said that do not watch violent movies and all just before sleeping. So this is your answer about best time to meditate. Now, best place to meditate can be any place where you feel safe and comfortable, in nature or at home. But it is found that when you meditate in the same place, then the meditation is deeper, because there is a neural pathway for the mind and the body related to that place. If I am sitting in one chair, this has been proved in research. I meditate every year. So after some time, whenever, so in meditation, my body reaches a certain state. The hormones and all, the cell vibrations and all are different. After some time, it is seen that when I sit on that chair, even when I don't meditate, my physical body reaches the same state where it reaches during the meditation. So it is highly recommended to sit in one particular place and meditate. And that's why in old days we had a puja room in our house, because that's an auspicious space to meditate and to do puja, a separate space. And so when we enter that space, our mental and physical body there is a neural pathway. We reach that state very quickly. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Any more questions for me?
What are some good resources to know more in deep about this subject, more in depth?
About the karma, there are many books I have learned from various masters, because I am also a past life regression therapy. So we visit many people's past life and see and then know how it played out in their life. So there are many books. Brian Weiss's Many Masters, Many Lives, it also says, it talks about that past life and how it plays out in the current life. And also those resources will give you some idea about how the past plays out. In Bhagavad Gita also, this karma yoga, jnana yoga and all this all comes from Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita also talks about the karma and how it manifests in our life and how to escape the vicious cycle of karma. All Hindu ancient scriptures, the Vedas and Puranas, all of it talks about karma, how it generated, how it plays out in our life, and what we should do to not create fresh karma.
Can you tell something more about the two aspects? One is soul planning, and people sometimes talk about future life progression or future life planning. So that is done?
So future life, I'll take the second question first. The future life progression and planning is done when I have the awareness and the viveka to know how this karma and everything plays out in a person's life. And that's why I live a life of awareness, of acceptance squares off a lot of karma in life, and the learning, because I'm going through something, because there is some learning to be taken with. So when I take care of all these things in my this with knowledge, with viveka, with awareness, then that is how I, to some extent, avoid creating karma for the future life. And regarding the future life planning, that cannot be done when we are in body. That is only done in between interlife, when I leave the body and before I take another birth. That is the time I take the planning, do the planning, how much karma I want to carry, what kind of life I want to. That can be only done after death. And life between life planning, as I already said, that we can largely plan. I will be prosperous, but that doesn't mean I will exactly know what amount of money I'm going to get. I'll be largely prosperous, but there's always that Vartaman karma will play out. What actions I take during that lifetime, that also depends a lot on the willpower, right? That's why everything which we do in our life and attain our, a lot of willpower is involved, the mental capacity, and which drives the physical capacity. However, in the inter life, what we decide during when I am living the life, at times souls also decides otherwise. Suppose I have decided that enough is enough, now I want nirvana, I will square off all karma, come what may. I will take all the bad things in this lifetime only. But during the living of the life, at times it is unbearable for me. And then the soul can decide that, okay, I am now willing to have 10 or 100 more births, but God, please leave me for this because this is unbearable for me. But that is not the regular rule. That is an exception. Regular rule is in between lifetimes, we largely plan our life, how much karma I'm going to live out in this life, and that is decided by in that lifetime. But it is not much largely there, but not minutely written in stone. During our lifetimes, we can change a little bit when the soul decides it is too much for me.
Thank you. See, majority of Indian people definitely know something about rudiments about karma, prarabdha karma,
Yeah, yes.
whatever I am creating, cause and effect,
Yes.
past life. But
Yes.
still now in the current election scenario, so many karma is being created by people. And every day newspaper, when you read about murders and the robbery and all, why this dichotomy or difference between what they know and what they do?
Awareness and acceptance, these things are not very common actually. We know it, but implementing it is something else. I know how to cook, but actually cooking it and serving it is a different thing. Largely we know it, but implementing is different. Firstly. Secondly, I might be acting out because of old karmic influence also. Yeah. So somebody murdered me in this lifetime, I will murder the other person. Murder carries one of the
I'm talking about basic thing about not lying. Every politician is telling lies.
They became politician because either they are destined to create more or they are squaring of the karma. So that is also destiny. The large things about life, the profession we choose, the parents, the kind of social situation, the country. And that's why you will see there's a group consciousness. A person who is born in Palestine is going to have a very different life from a person who is born in America or in Sweden or Netherlands, right? That is also where we will be born to, which kind of parents is very highly determined by the karma I have. So there's a group karma also, in which the country karma, and so individual family karma is also there. So some karmas we also inherit from our ancestors also. And that's why actually being born in a particular family is highly karmic, very, very karmic in nature.
Most of this, sorry, 1 second. This Islam and Christianity, or mainly Islam, does not talk about karma.
No, Islam and Christianity doesn't talk about karma.
Is there any specific reason, or because they are religions which came later?
I don't know that. I have not, I'm a Hindu. I have not studied Islam. I have not studied Christianity. So being an Hindu, I did study karma and yeah, so I don't know.
Hi, this is Kashmira.
Yes, hi,
I'm a
Kashmira.
Zoroastrian, one of the oldest religions in the world. Even we don't believe in
Yes,
rebirth.
yes,
I believe in karma. I believe in what we do. Our religion does believe in whatever you do, there's an action and a reaction. I don't think it matters if your religion is new or old. It's the belief of every religion. But I have a question. When we talk about action, is it only action towards human beings, or is it also actions towards nature, animals, trees, water, sun? Does
yeah,
that also
yes,
constitute?
that also. I'm cutting down trees and blasting some area, though nobody died, but that creates
Right.
karma. And that's why the profession we choose highly
Mhm.
depends on my karmic balance. I will become a terrorist when I have that kind of karmic balance. Suddenly, people don't become terrorists killing so many people. Also, people who are in a healing profession like doctors, nurses,
Mhm.
healers,
Mhm.
they also have a very high karmic balance of negative karma, and that is how they square it off. And in our healer society, the more famous a healer is, we say sabse bada papi hai. Because by
Oh.
being a healer, they are squaring off their karma. When you do not have a karmic balance and then you become a doctor, then what do? You steal kidneys from your clients and sell it in the black market. So profession is
Oh.
highly karmic. It is decided by your karmic balance. Like some example, personal example, I am a chartered accountant. I was working in a corporate, yeah. Suddenly, and I was doing all this, learning these things through for my personal growth, but one day I suddenly decided I want to work with people. That comes when people who change their profession 360-degree. That happens when the energetic level, there's a change and they have that thing. Their soul decides whether they want to square up a lot of karma, or their soul decides that. So all those people who change their profession 360, there's a change at the soul level. Suddenly a person from doctor becomes something else, and from something else becomes a doctor. I know few people who became doctor much later in life. So all these, because at a soul level, the soul decides. Yeah. I had a very comfortable job. I was in a senior management. I worked in corporate for 20 years. I left that cushy job to be in that space because there was a change, and I didn't think that much. And then I did all these deep studies, and then I came to know there's a change at the soul level, and that's why people change their profession. I repeat myself, profession, the families, the countries they are born in, these are all very karmic in nature. There's a family karma, there's a country karma, there's a group karma, and there's a then individual karma. But the karmic balance will decide in which family I will get born.
So I'm just curious.
Yes.
Not only should I, if somebody is giving me some negative feelings or words or something, I have to remove myself from it. But do I have to do that even with nature? When it is too hot, I shouldn't be grumbling and saying, oh, it is too hot, I hate the sun.
Yes, we should not be grumbling and saying. The moment we grumble and feel कि यहाँ तो Bangalore में तो इतना गंदा है, then that's especially when I'm living there, right? Cursing that place, which is holding space for, yes, that is karmic. Curse, oaths, vows, these are very karmic in nature. मैं कसम खाता हूँ कि मैं ये कभी नहीं करूँगा, highly karmic. तुमने ऐसा किया, तुम्हारे साथ भी ऐसा ही होगा. Curse, highly karmic.
So how do you change that around and make it more make the other person just realize that you want them to change for the
We
good of
work
it?
with ourselves. We don't work. दूसरे आदमी का हिसाब नहीं रखना है
Oh.
कर्मा का. I only have to keep balance of my behavior and my karma. I don't keep balance of other people's karma. That is their karma. Let them handle it.
But then Gandhi said, no, if you want to see change, you should not only begin with yourself, but you should try to make that change happen, right? If I just
Try to make that change happen. Yes, it is there. Like in my case, I am holding such talks and I host many meditation because I want to make that change. But do I force people to do it? No, not at all. Do I tell people go and knock at their doors and tell you better do meditation, otherwise it is not good for you? That is karmic. But when I want to make a change, I host such, I study the subject, I host such sessions so that people can learn. This is not karmic. But if I force anyone, and in the here also, if I'm forcing someone and telling something forcefully to someone, oh, you must do it, and that becomes karmic.
Thank you. Thank you.
General goodness without much attachment to it, without much force to it, that is not karmic. But when I force someone, you better become good, do meditation every day 2 hours, if you don't do it, I'm going to slap you. So that is karmic for me, right? Yeah. Yes, Jasmine, you can unmute yourself and ask questions.
So ma'am, my question is this, then when somebody is cursing, as you use the example, so if A is cursing B, so a person who is cursing is karmic, or the person who is being cursed is the receiving the karmic? I mean,
Yes, very good question. Both can be karmic. The person who is cursing, that is 100% karmic. But person who is taking it, but when the person feels that it is not going to affect them and energetically detaches itself from that curse and from that situation, then it is not karmic for that person. However, this detachment and not affecting is not easy. It happens when I am at a higher frequency from the person who is cursing. And what do we do to reach that higher frequency? Pranayam, yoga, and meditation.
Okay, I would like better understanding. Suppose A is cursing. So how does it become karmic for the person who is cursing? Because why would the person curse the other person? There must be something that happened which is releasing
because the other person maybe is squaring off the old karma. He is doing bad to me because I did something bad to that person in the past life, or maybe in this lifetime, in few years back. But when that person is living out the karma and I curse that person back, then I'm creating fresh karma. What karma does? Karma holds us to the earth realm. It doesn't allow us to reach nirvana. When I'm cursing the other person, देखो तुम्हारे साथ ऐसा होगा, so it binds me to that person. I might have to take birth again to do bad to that other person. And that's why karma is a vicious circle most of the time. Maybe she's being bad to me because I was bad to that person in a previous, I don't know, right? But when I in turn curse, so then what is the resolution? Do I always take shit thinking that I might be squaring off the karma? No, I draw boundaries, but I don't curse the other person back.
Okay. So here, one more example, if we can take, if you permit me.
Yes.
Okay.
This is the last question I'm going to take for today because it's already 7:30. Okay. Yeah.
So
yes.
The question is that, for example, a person is too trusting on other people and he's lending money, but
Yes.
everybody is cheating him. They're not returning the money. The person is big-hearted person, though he's suffering himself sometimes with financial crunch, but he says it's okay. His words, majority he uses the words, shit happens, it's okay, let go. But he's being cheated again and again. So there is some karma that he's going through, but he's letting go, that it's okay. I don't care about the money, let them take it. So what kind of understanding we should develop? But he is getting cheated every time, but he still gives the people.
So that is most probably it happens with people. Generally, if someone will cheat me, I will stop giving. That happens, that compulsive lending happens to people when they have huge karma of not paying up people. And that's why it is always said that whomever you owe, you should pay that person back. The small amount of money which we owe, we should never forget, and we should pay back to that person. And otherwise, this kind of situation we get into.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I just have one question.
Yes.
Sorry for interrupting, but if because of lack of knowledge we did curse someone in the past and something bad happened, can we do something now to?
You can reverse the curse because you did it in this lifetime, so you can reverse. You can say, I call back my curse. This it was done from a space of unawareness. Now I am aware of it and I call it back.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a small thing, but I said something that, okay, maybe this person should have this kind of situation so that they understand what the other person is going through.
So that's what I said now. So you call it back. It was done from a space of unawareness. Now I am aware. I call back all my curses back to myself. You call back your curses back to yourself.
It is already recognized, then what?
Pardon?
So it was not a curse. Because I am just giving an example. One time I was unwell and my manager forcefully called me to office, and I was not happy because I was really in pain. So I just said one statement that you are not understanding a person's problem. One day you might be ill and you might have to go through the same situation.
This is
But
cursing.
the situation came, and his manager called him when he was on a sick leave.
Yes.
So now it is manifested. So then how can I take?
So it has manifested, nothing to do about it. Then you just live your karma. Then how you can do one thing is, if anybody else is sick anytime, then you don't call that person and you support that person during sickness.
Okay.
Whichever area you would have suffered or done something, you do good in that particular area. And that's why people donate so much now. Why there is so much of donation and all, and most donation should be anonymous, because who is getting and what is happening, it's not known. Then you people square, but some karma has to be lived. Not that because I will donate so much and then I will be free of my karma. That is not. But donation, doing good to other people in that particular area does settle the karma in that area, but some karma we have to live it through. Yeah. So this is the last question for today. I have another talk today, so I will request for your leave. It was a very enriching experience for me to be in this space and to participate. The School of Ancient Wisdom is my favorite, and I have hosted in the past also, and I hope they invite me to host again. So namaste. And
thank you so much.
And anybody who wants to work on inner child healing, I will be having a 21-day workshop starting 27th of May. If you want to participate in inner child healing, do text me. If you need my number, do get in touch with Swati. She can connect me to me. Yeah. Or you can talk to me as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Manjari.
You are brilliant.
Bye-bye.
It was wonderful.
For the lovely insights. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was really wonderful insights. Thank you so much.
Very nice space, actually.
It was a journey to another world. So
Yes.
we came to know that what are karmic things.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you.
See you all next Thursday.
Yeah.
Have a good evening. Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.